So anyways, this is the Sigu where Jeremy says that he's running for president.
Nope.
Yep, let's go home.
Welcome back to Wild Till 9.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Lewis, Mr. Husband Lewis.
Mrs. Lewis?
God, that sounds crazy.
My little alliteration.
Give it to me. Give me the whole thing.
Mr. and Mrs. Jeremy and Lauren Lewis.
That is so nice.
I still can't get over the whole name change thing. It still is crazy to me.
I know.
But also, not as complicated, at least the marriage portion of it, as buying a house.
Oh my God. So we signed our marriage certificate officially.
We lied. Clickbait title.
Yeah.
We actually didn't get married. We lied. We deceived everyone.
We got married 2 weeks later than the actual wedding on paper legally because our venue was actually outside of LA County. So we would have made a very big mistake and have voided our marriage certificate the moment that we had signed it, had we signed it in the wedding venue.
Which is only a thing because we're having a very specific marriage license that's confidential, only because we don't want our information all over the place. But like otherwise, you don't have to be in the
Right.
like,
Or
yeah.
else it's just to be in California.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very specific scenario. But yeah, we almost fucked up big time, and I'm so glad that we were able to not do that.
Well, we'll see. The person that came to do it, I feel like might have messed a couple things up. So we'll see.
She did.
Got it. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. So anyways,
She meant well.
we are officially Mr. and Mrs. Jeremy.
But are we?
Well, in 6 to 8 weeks when we get our paperwork, but then if we have to make a small adjustment, another 6 to 8 weeks on top of that. So I don't know.
So it sounds like I'm
just
still
don't
single, still on the market, still available.
I'm going on another bachelorette. Let's go.
I will be upset. No, I think that I think it's done. I'm pretty sure.
I think it went into the mail today.
Right.
And it's en route to being official.
The whole process does seem a little antiquated.
Yeah. It is, though, in fact, 1/50th of the amount of paperwork when you sign an escrow on buying a house.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
I have went through many processes that did not have anywhere near the significance that required a lot more paperwork.
Holy shit. Buying a house, they make it seem like a way bigger commitment than purchasing a husband. Buying a husband.
Was there a transaction?
What do you mean? The cow that we...
It was $68 to the state of California, right?
For 4 copies.
Okay, got it. That was for 4 copies?
Yeah.
Cool.
So whatever divided by 4 that was for, I think it was maybe 17.
Okay. All right.
Dollars.
We're paying for $17 a copy?
No, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't... What's 68 divided by 4?
That's so nice. You think I'm there. I mean, probably 15 and change. I mean, probably it is 15 and change.
17.
Bad.
I was right.
Damn.
Anyways, $17 a copy. We got 4 copies because I guess they're a pain in the ass to get afterwards. If you want more, so
We're married.
Anyways,
officially on
I
paper.
had another married couple reach out to me the other day, being like, "Hey, just wondering, do you have a prenup and do you also have a will?" And I was like, "Yes and yes."
Yes.
Do you have a few things on your to-do list that you maybe need to do?
Right.
And this is maybe the inspiration to get started. And he was like, "Yes, it is."
We didn't tie our will into
it
our pre or post-nut process, though. Most people do.
Oh, really?
We didn't, yeah.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like when you die, where your stuff goes. Like, because we basically said like once, like after, we didn't like put it in that, we don't have some like multi like oil national rich
family money. Yeah.
So it's less of an importance on like when one dies, where that money goes to. Because it's not like we have like all these like massive...
Right, like we don't have like the Getty Museum to hand down to someone.
Not that I know of anyway.
Right.
But if anyone who I'm related to wants to make me wiser...
Step up.
Happy to make some adjustments.
Maybe we should run the Ancestry DNA one more time just to see if there's any like high level hits.
Right. But like if I die, you get my stuff.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Slay. I don't think currently...
Well, you'd be first up to get my stuff.
Oh, I see.
Only because we are now married.
Oh, right.
We didn't say, hey, in the event of death,
Yeah.
give this to somebody else besides my partner.
I wonder if the verbiage of mine means that you also get first.
I'm cool on the asset stuff, but like...
You mean the liabilities?
No, I'm cool on the asset stuff. That stuff's cool.
Oh, you want the assets, but you just
got a
don't
couple
want the
bills. I'm not all that.
Yeah, some of my liabilities are
yeah.
not super sick.
It's the one category I'm looking pretty sweet on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it.
Hey, did you happen to make a transaction last night at 4 a.m.? When Jeremy and I have I love when we do the podcast at the end of a busy day.
When we were both asleep together?
Yeah.
For how much?
I think only $140. I think someone might have your credit card number.
Why are we talking about this now?
I don't know. It just when you talked about liabilities and debts, I was like, oh, I did get a notification being like, hey, here's your Amex safe key at 4 a.m. for this $140 charge.
Oh, please hold.
So that one wasn't you.
Vamp a little bit here. I mean, it could have been like
like an auto charge that one of us maybe has.
Yeah. Oh, it's expensive.
Or something.
Expensive month there, Jeremy. Nice work. Wow. What did we buy?
Honestly, it's all the sodium-filled foods that I've been eating the past 2. I need to get my diet under control. I have been blacking out and eating everything bad that I was being, mindful of pre-wedding. I don't want to have like the sodium bloats. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than having the sodium bloats. And so I have eaten everything bad, and I need to rein it in because it's out of control right now.
I feel like when you get in the habit of doing anything, it's a lot easier to keep doing that habit. And the moment you get out of that habit, it's a lot easier to do the new thing. The problem is you love to be someone, and I wish I could be more like this, who thrives in moderation.
Right.
Which is a fundamental difference between the two of us.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is going to be something that people understand or don't.
Yes. You're on one side or the other.
I have always I understand the concept of moderation. Mm-hmm. I do not know how to execute. I wouldn't even say long term. I mean like midterm. Like I will find a reason to sell myself on why the idea that I had earlier is no longer applicable at any point in time whatsoever.
That's a crazy way to say applicable.
Putting that into action, like long term, like I will always find like something timely will come up and replace that priority wise.
Okay, so using food as an example.
Sure.
Or like junk food and like bad foods for you that are going to make the doctor run the tests that are going to come back being like, got some abnormalities.
We'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So using food as an example. So for me, like I have to do things in moderation because I will lose my goddamn mind. So even like doing the whole 75 soft thing, like doing 75 hard was out of the question because I would have found myself, I would have gone crazy. I would have gone absolutely crazy. And so it's like the moderation of finding like, I don't know, everyone says that like, eat 80% healthy and 20% things that you enjoy, but everything just in moderation.
Sure.
And you're right. Like that's like the general, that's a thing that you've maybe heard before. And so if I don't have that 20% though, I will go, I'm not sure how long I could go doing the whole 100% of, doing what you're supposed to do.
But why?
Because all I'm thinking about is that 20% of bad foods.
Right.
Because it makes me so happy.
But like, I guess that's where you and I change. There have been times in my life when no one has told, it's just me living alone, single, like I'm doing whatever it is that I want to do and nothing more by like to the T. And because I like don't go and buy snacks and don't go buy sweet things, I like don't have it in the house, wasn't on my wavelength.
Jeremy ate like a fucking psychopath before we met.
How would you describe it?
It was, I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was an avocado with a little bit of pink sea salt.
I would literally crack an avocado in the morning, take the pit out, and crank some just salt into it. Don't even use, literally just scooping it out of the natural container.
That's like a good little pre-workout little snack.
On my way to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Yep.
And then would you not eat any breakfast after that?
I would have like a shake.
Okay, a shake.
Yep.
And then you would do sashimi for lunch.
Yep.
And then you would do a bland ass chicken breast
or
with like a veg.
Chicken
in
or
the
steak.
George Foreman grill.
It was not a George Foreman, but fine.
And that, whoa.
My Breville, it was, we had a great relationship.
A Breville? Do they do more than coffee?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Coming for George Foreman. What did George do to you?
What brand is our toaster?
I have no idea.
Breville.
And when was the last time you used that toaster?
The last time I made toast, probably at 3 a.m. Regardless, I literally had plain just protein, and protein.
Do you think it's like an ADHD thing? If it's out of sight, it's out of mind?
Yes. Oh, no. One more step. And anyone who has ADHD can like resonate this like in a way that is like so natural.
Yeah.
It's not that it's out of mind. It doesn't exist.
God, I would have a 6-pack if my brain worked like that.
Well, okay.
That's like a superpower.
But assuming that you're like what you are doing is healthy.
Right, but I could get myself there if I just didn't think about it. Literally, like, I just love food. I get so much joy from eating. Like, I will never relate to the people who are like, I just forgot to eat today. Like, I literally am thinking about the moment I wake up, what am I eating today? I'm so excited.
But if it's available and around me,
Yeah.
I can always think about it again. Like, oh, I can get into that. But if it's like not there and not convenient, it doesn't exist.
God.
Yeah.
I'd have a 6-pack. I've had a literal 6-pack. I'd be ripped out of my goddamn mind.
Right. There's a difference between things that are urgent and things that are important for ADHD people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing that you can't see or feel or like something that's just not in your environment, especially like when you're in a flow state. Like if it's not immediately in front of you, doesn't exist.
That's kind of a superpower when used in the right way.
Every time like someone like the amount of times I have someone who now has a kid or a friend or a family member that has ADHD and asks me what I think about something, I'm like, remember, there's 2 versions of this. One, which is like, it's a big problem and like it's a hindrance. And it's the other side of it when like, if they can find something that they're very interested in and not let everything else just go to shit, superpower.
Right.
Like beyond, like no normally wired person would be able to obsess over some things to the degree that an ADHD person can, as long as it's focused in the right direction.
Right. Yeah. Anyways, my focus is on how much I love food and
You do.
how much joy it brings me. And so, anyways, I'm in moderation. Jeremy is very much a 0 or all or nothing kind of guy.
Right. Sadly, I also just see the look on your face because I didn't used to believe you. Like
When I would say how much I love food.
Yeah. Like I've never struck. Like I love food. It's great. It's great.
I don't think you do love food. I think you like food.
I really like food. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't need anyone food. Like if you told me that there's one specific food that I could never have again, even like filet, right? Like life would go on.
Right.
Maybe bacon. I don't know. Anyway, but like
if you told me that I couldn't have another gnocchi for the rest of my life, oh my God, this life would not be worth living.
If you could never have gnocchi again,
yeah,
or you couldn't have any more stuffed animals, what would you choose?
That's cruel and I refuse to answer.
You have to.
This is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Lafayette, it's been a pleasure.
Okay, what's more important?
They satisfy different things.
Which thing is more important to you?
I guess I would take stuffed animals because then I could still have like a spicy vodka pasta.
Got it. Okay. But like if I told you like your favorite 10% of things,
yeah,
or your favorite 10% of soft things, one had to go.
Well, I still have the rest of the 90% of soft things, right?
Right, but like they're not your favorite. Like every time you felt them, you go, it's not quite right.
I don't know in what world this kind of torture exists, but I don't want it, and I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be a part of this world.
I'm actively putting like time and research into like ignoring one's self and like those types of activities, and so those are some things that I'm thinking about.
Ignoring oneself.
Yeah, like ignoring the things that you find or you think are important on a daily basis.
I know that gnocchi is important.
But what if gnocchi was turning you down the path you didn't want to go to?
I just feel like that would be just a betrayal on gnocchi's part.
Right, but like what if gnocchi was heroin?
Okay, well, see, now we're in a different lane.
See?
We're in a different lane.
Fortunately for us,
a little gnocchi.
Gnocchi is your drug.
Gnocchi is my drug.
Right.
Gnocchi is
but in a world where it wasn't your drug. Speaking of drugs, I'm so mad at the medical system.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
So mad.
Go ahead.
And let me tell you, let me be clear. You know whose fault it's not? ZocDoc. I'm not kidding.
I have put so many people on ZocDoc. I'm not even kidding.
The following review has nothing to do with ZocDoc. In fact, it's almost more frustrating that after an incredibly easy onboarding experience, this could happen.
Right. I got a free B12 shot at the dentist, which is very confusing. Let me be so clear. I understand how confusing in LA that is. Yeah. I got a free B12 shot when I was at the dentist the other day.
It's not confusing in LA. It's confusing anywhere else.
That's what I'm saying. Is that in LA I was just like a nice little surprise. It was like instead of giving you like a lollipop at the end of your dental appointment, I got a B12 shot. Yeah. And I was like, okay,
you're like,
sick.
Botox? B12?
B12?
Yeah,
a retainer?
It really is an all service kind of thing.
Anyway, go ahead.
In general, there's no more like part of my life, like my every ongoing life that is more frustrating than the medical system and how it interfaces with anyone who needs to get a controlled substance every month as a prescription drug. Specifically in my case, Adderall. And I've been more than frustrated with the whole idea of like, you cannot have an ongoing prescription of anything that is controlled. You have to every month start over. Like you have to request, and anyone who like has this as well, like they're familiar with it. In California, I know it's a little bit more stringent, but in general, you can't just like have this prescription and it is refilled like any other med. Every month you have to request it. Every month you then have to like wait for that to be sent to, I used to have to go pick up physical pieces of paper from my doctor.
Damn, like the actual script.
Like when I moved to LA,
I
had to go get a physical piece of paper and then take that to the pharmacy every month. To which I said, what if someone just took this piece of paper and made a good copy of it? And they were like, yeah, no, that is a loophole. And that happens all the time, actually. And I'm like, this is stupid. But now they'll send it. But the problem is, if you send it and it's not there at your pharmacist, if they're out, you have to then go find another pharmacist that has it. But no pharmacy is allowed to tell you whether they have these things.
That's so whack.
So that's frustrating.
How inefficient.
But on top of that, it was like, hey, you can't get in. No, you can't have what you want. We can't tell you who else has it, but you are allowed to take it elsewhere. But you do have to call your doctor and have them send it manually every time. That's frustrating.
Right, so even to a new pharmacy, if your pharmacy is out.
So I end up just like calling pharmacies and go, hey, I know that you're not allowed to tell me this information, but like I'm going to send it to you and it's going to be in your queue and I'm going to call 6 more times to see if you have it or not. So if you could just give me a heads up as to whether or not this would be a good idea to send your way, that would be helpful.
It just feels like such a broken system. It's just kind of like, this is where we're at. This is the best that we can do.
Well, I've said a lot of times, like if I didn't have the ability to like if I had a job that like I couldn't like spend a little bit of time on my own personal health and like get my prescriptions filled. Like if you like, I've been in many jobs where you don't have the freedom to just like pick up your phone and talk to the pharmacist 3 times a day because like they weren't available this time, whatever else. Just would be screwed. Like it's ridiculous. And like the more difficult it is to get into it, like the more frustrating and the more like you feel like you're the problem with no answers whatsoever. And it's no wonder that people turn to weird fucking shit to try and be like a Band-Aid that only puts them down on like a worse path than they were to begin with. It's awful. That's usually the problem. Today, or I should say this last couple of weeks, I'm more frustrated than ever because I genuinely, after having a wonderful appointment with ZocDoc, didn't hear back from my doctor for a month. Just didn't hear back. And I didn't hear back until they literally called to tell me that the appointment I had to follow up was a cancel. I don't, like, where is your information? Like when you go and get your physical, or like, where is it stored?
I think the fact that I don't know the answer to this probably means I need to book a physical soon. But I would say probably within my app.
Oh, so you have an app, right?
My Cedars app.
So I've always had an app through them as well.
Yeah.
But now that I'm no longer like in that system, like waiting to be in, there's just no access to it. So where do people go to find their medical info? Because apparently doctors don't have to follow up with them after they get tested for things unless you bombard them with follow-ups to find out the information.
Well, I feel like the most alarming part of this is that the receptionist shared a small piece of your test results to you without verifying that you are you, and also that she definitely...
Right. So
I feel like she probably broke about 16 different laws there.
I'd love to know. So to give everyone the highest level context here, when I was trying to like call back and like one, get my test results, but also schedule a follow-up so that I could, get on to the other things that I wanted to like move on to, because I'm trying to like, experiment with some other non-stimulant medications for ADHD. She goes, yeah, so we might be able to get you in next week, maybe not. Have you been prescribed this new medication before? And if so, like what pharmacy? And I go, shouldn't you have this information? Like, yes, this is the first time, and I know I'm new with you, but why am I explaining to you what I shouldn't be prescribed? That scares the shit out of me, 1, because it's just new info. And then 2, when I asked for my test results were, I quote, I cannot believe she said this, and maybe it's not a big deal, and maybe I'm making a bigger deal about it than it is. She goes, yeah, I can see the results here. So there are abnormalities that he'll probably want to go over with you. But you guys can go over that in your next appointment.
No, but then she was like, but I'm not a doctor.
Well, I said, so I go, okay, so the results that like I couldn't find for a month and no one told me about. In fact, the only time I heard about this thing is when you called to cancel my appointment, but not reschedule one. That was when you didn't feel the need to tell me that I had results that had abnormalities. Cool. Of those abnormalities, is there anything to be concerned with? And I'm not kidding. The response was, I'm not a doctor. You'll have to talk to him about that. I cannot imagine that being...
She for sure broke 16 laws.
I cannot imagine...
It's gotta be.
Am I crazy?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like this is not like, if I was someone who's very like health finicky and was like concerned about these things, aka didn't have cockroach energy, I would be freaking the fuck out.
Oh yeah, you're so right. If this is me, I'd be spiraling. I'd be like, oh, I'm obviously dying.
Right.
Yeah, I'm dying.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this being correct.
I had the same thing happen.
Okay.
And they told me, so I got called and they're like, yeah, so a little different. We got your results back. Yeah, there's an abnormality. You're going to have to see the doctor like as soon as you can get in.
That's giving your dying energy.
And then I'm like, great. Like, I'm at the gym. Let me drop everything and drive over right now, you know? And she's like, yeah, our soonest availability is December 19th, which was 2 months out.
Oh
and
my God.
I was like, oh, so you just said I should get in like ASAP. And that's 2 months out. Like, am I going to die in that time? And she's like, oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. You'll be fine. It's nothing serious. And I'm like, what is it? And they're like, it's just an abnormality. You're gonna have to talk to the doctor about it.
Like, this
my God. That's like medical blue ballsing.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. But like the orgasm sucks to begin with.
Right.
God forbid it's a delayed satisfaction.
Right.
No, I don't. This cannot possibly be the way it's supposed to work. And if it is, we need some serious overhaul.
I think this is the best. It's.
No, I refuse. There has to be. Even just for like insurance purposes, you would think that there'd have to be some universal source of like truth that the person whose like health records it's tied to could access. I
don't know. I think you should lower your expectations for what the bar is
I'm
here.
literally about to like issue a demand to basically give me all of my data. Anything that you have on me, I am demanding it like today, as I would like anybody else, like a tech company, and just see what they say.
Try it.
I'm thinking about it.
She might.
But like, can you imagine if I like had kids and like things that were going on that were just bigger than me too?
I mean, I saw a TikTok too the other day of a girl being like, I work 9 to 5. And then most places like that you need an appointment to are 9 to 5. When the fuck are you supposed to go?
Oh, there's no more, I will have no more amount of empathy for any person in the world except for a single mother trying to figure out how to get to appointments.
No kidding.
When
Working
they have a job
Yeah.
and then they pick the kids up.
Yes.
And then there's no time otherwise. Like they have no time to do anything.
No, I
and
totally
the only way to get, like to find time is to take time off work. A lot of times, not something that is possible.
Right.
Even if they could afford it, they just don't have the time off.
Yeah.
It's awful.
So anyways, this is the Sigu where Jeremy says that he's running for president.
Nope. Nope.
Sounds like you want to make some changes, babe. I think you should get out there.
I will say there's like a certain part of me that wants to just become like a keyboard warrior for all companies that like gatekeep general availability of information to customers when we don't even want to be customers in the first place. We just kind of have to stay alive.
Does this mean all the newsletters that I'm subscribed to that I don't want to be?
You're subscribed to newsletters?
Like in my email?
Why are you subscribed to newsletters?
I'm not, but I feel like I get anytime you buy something, you get subscribed to like 3 newsletters.
When I tell you that used to be the case, until I started using a thing called Fast Mail with masked emails.
Oh, here
everyone
we go.
should check it out. Yeah.
Tech support Jeremy.
When
He's got something to say.
I think spam is out of control, but that's another episode.
Oh my God. Jeremy's got grievances to air.
I do. Oh, I've got growing issues with big companies.
Okay.
Like massive problems.
Okay.
But no one wants to hear me bitch and complain for an hour. I get frustrated because I realize not everyone has the insight into what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know better and you didn't call them on it, you could just get completely taken advantage of every step of the way of life.
Oh, I think about how many bills, like for the house specifically, that I was getting absolutely railed on until you were like, we should maybe do something. And then, I don't know, you just went in and like, doop, 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 do your little TSJ
Looking at you,
thing.
ADT.
Yeah, seriously. Jesus Christ.
I do think that is the most parasitic company in America right now.
Jeremy has things to say.
AT&T's right behind him.
Clip it.
That's all I got.
Do you want to talk honeymoon things?
I would
Something
love to
a
talk
little
about
happier?
honeymoon. Would love to talk about honeymoon.
So
honestly, these are only issues because of everything else that's going so well in my life.
Okay, well that's good. That's a positive.
Yeah.
I know, honestly, like leading into the wedding, when I had time to like be testing out different lip products, I was like, you know what, this is like best case scenario that we are so close to the wedding that I've got a whole day to go shopping for lip products and test out what's gonna last the longest.
New lippies?
New lippies.
I do remember that day.
Yeah, and I did land on the NYX Shine Loud
Okay.
product, and it was great. It was so good.
Slaps?
Slaps.
Are you a big NYX girl?
I'm not not usually a big NYX girl, but that product really did stand the test of time.
Shout out NYX.
Shout out NYX. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. The weather in LA has finally started to heat up, and don't get me wrong, after a long, rainy, cold winter, even for LA, we just surpassed Seattle in the amount of rain that LA has gotten.
The drought is gone.
And that is crazy.
Like, there's no more drought in California.
Really? We're off the drought list?
It's gone.
Love that for LA, but anyways, just wanted to point that out.
I love that for farmers. Don't love that for LA.
Got it. But as summer approaches and everyone begins making plans, the quiet days of early year hibernation seem far behind us. Our social calendars are filling up fast with events like birthdays and weddings. And for someone like me who treasures a night in with my dogs and a good book, it can be overwhelming. Therapy has been a game changer, providing the self-awareness needed to construct a social life that doesn't deplete my energy.
It's all too easy to overlook our social needs and stretch ourselves too thin as social engagements ramp up. How much socializing is right for you, and how do you recharge? Whether you thrive in bustling environments or require more solitude, BetterHelp can assist in discovering the balance that suits you.
Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I rely on therapy to help me regain my balance. Occasionally, opting out of an event is the best response that I can muster. Therapy has empowered me to establish boundaries in various aspects of my life, particularly in managing my social engagements. I enjoy spending time with my friends and dressing up for the occasional event, but therapy has taught me the importance of maintaining balance.
If you're considering therapy, consider BetterHelp. It's completely online, offering convenience, flexibility, and adaptation to your personal schedule. Start by completing a brief questionnaire to connect with a licensed therapist tailored to your needs. And remember, you can switch therapists at any time without extra cost.
Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/WT9 today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/WT9. So, honeymoon, I could not / cannot fathom having gone on a honeymoon directly after the wedding. And I know that that's like kind of the traditional move that people kind of like sometimes used to go. Traditionally, people would go directly from their wedding onto a plane.
Would leave and go off into the distance.
And yeah, they're like tin cans behind their car and head to the airport.
Which would
and
be kind of cute. I wish we
somewhere.
had done, but I think it's also very illegal now.
Is it?
I don't think you can just tie shit.
It's giving disturbance.
Right.
Yeah. I truly, even within the week after the wedding, I cannot fathom the idea of going on a honeymoon. Oh my God. Like aside from like planning, like
Right.
even just like if you were to single out the simple logistics of having to plan the wedding and then planning a trip after that. And maybe because I'm not like a go with the flow individual, it's just not in my DNA to just go with the flow.
Right.
There's no world where that would be relaxing for me.
No, there's not any part of like, hey, everything's taken care of here. Just
go.
head on out. Just hey, pick up wherever this is in 2 weeks.
Go.
What?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you do with everything?
What do you mean? I also like have a certain level of anxiety. And again, this is incredibly type A of me to say, but like even when like our house is in disarray, leaving to go on a vacation, there's like still a little part of me, like, yes, I can relax when I'm there, but there's still a little part of me that's like feeling a little unsettled while I'm gone.
100%. There was no more happier like flow state like when my last apartment by myself, when I realized it would be much better if I didn't pack or unpack to travel, but I had a completely separate set of everything, so it didn't disrupt my like
The
flow of shit. Yeah.
of your life.
And people listening to this are either going, "That's a great idea," or "Wow, what a stupid idiot."
I literally just heard Dave Portnoy. So I guess he has 3 houses in different cities.
Sick.
And he just buys 3 of everything. So
Right.
his wardrobe is the exact same, copy paste in every single city. And honestly, to be able to to be that level of rich, to be able to afford that and have your closet 3 times, like goals.
Good for
but
him.
also that is fucking genius.
There's something to be said about like consistency.
I also think about dudes who like don't have to like pack all their favorite toiletries and makeup and stuff like that. Like it's so much more work for me to duplicate everything that goes into my skincare and makeup
Yes.
and hair routine. But like for him, he literally could do a carry-on no matter where he's got freaking Miss Peaches in one arm and then a carry-on in the other, and he can
How's
go
she
to
doing?
any. Miss Peaches is fucking thriving.
good?
She is raising so much money for great causes
Really?
and shelters,
amazing.
and rescues and organizations through her merch. And I am a Miss Peaches stan.
He won some points with me with at least what I understood was the way that things ended up with him in his last relationship. And I do
Yeah.
feel a lot of the energy that he was putting into that relationship has found itself in Miss Peaches.
I love Miss Peaches.
Me too.
She's so sweet.
Lauren almost got us another dog the other day.
I like need to follow up and see what's going on with
You
Mignon.
don't. Mignon's fine. She's fine. I promise she's fine. Lauren was devastated when I looked at her square in the face and said, right, but we're not getting another dog. And I could when I said this, I didn't think it was going to be like a point of contention.
I cried.
I would have been like, oh, but of course we're not getting the dog. And you looked at me with this look of like, and Santa's not real?
Okay, so Cal Paws Rescue, the rescue that we worked with that has the Bull Terrier Rescue Ranch out in Palm Springs area, where they help rehabilitate and rehome.
They do everything.
And they do everything for Bull Terriers related. And they had a Bull Terrier that looked so much like Diggo, who was 8, and she was so sweet. And her human, I'm literally gonna cry. Her human.
I got it. Her human may have been struggling and competing with and might not do as well in the end with cancer as we would have hoped.
And so Mignon has had a home her entire life. And now
She's looking for the last home that she'll have in life.
8.
8's a great age. She's going to make such a good pup.
Could cry. So anyways, I was like, if I need...
No.
I posted Mignon on my story, so hopefully that got her a little bit more traction.
Literally, when I see things like when something like this happens, and I just see the thing that goes out on social media, and then I get 19 of our group messages, all somehow like it's like somebody like wants to talk about a very specific topic because they want to brag about it. That's not you. You find a way to weave in the fact that there's a dog that doesn't have a human that is devastatingly sad that needs adopted into any conversation for like a week, which I find really admirable to the cute. But it's also depressing.
I know.
She's going to find somebody.
She'll find somebody.
She'll find somebody. That's like a picture perfect dog for like a family that just like wants a pre-trained pup.
What if Diggy and Moose want a sister?
Well, I'm thrilled for them to find new owners that are going to be having.
I would look crazy walking
We're
out
not
the
doing
street with 3
3
Bull
dogs.
Terriers.
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
2 is by itself a lot.
I know. And I think about like how stressful it is for me when they're both they don't poop at the same time very often, but when they do, they're at my arms. I'm stretched out like a T, and my arms are full wingspan, and they are both at the end of their leashes trying
Doing
to poop
circles.
in opposite directions, and it is absolute chaos. I can't even imagine adding a 3rd dog to that.
No. Also, we don't need to.
But Mignon was so cute.
No, we're not getting another dog.
We're not getting another dog, but we are going to go on a honeymoon.
Yes. I don't know if those 2 things are equivalent, but yes.
They're not. I was just trying to get us back on track. So we definitely knew 100% that we were not going to go on a honeymoon directly after coming back from the wedding. And I stand by that 100 times over, would do it again the same way. Also, again, 100 times over in my next 100 weddings.
I think we're almost spoiled because we've traveled well as individuals. I feel like leading up to this point.
Yeah, we have. I was gonna say because we've traveled a little bit together, but obviously COVID was like 2.5 years of no travel, like
I don't
0.
feel like we've actually traveled all that much together.
We did Fiji and Australia. Like I'm glad that we did that at the beginning of not the beginning, but like early-ish in our relationship. Same with Hawaii.
You want to tell them like the super like how obsessed we were while we were dating? I feel like we've never shared that story when I like flew up to Canada.
No, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay, got it. Because like,
Yeah.
was it a month in?
Vancouver?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And I could just come with you right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's so nice.
Sorry, old employers. Okay, got it. So like we did some
traveling. We've been to Vancouver together.
Yeah.
We've been to Hawaii together. We've done Australia and Fiji.
But a lot of those were like started out as a work trip that we added on to.
Yeah, 100%.
This is like there's no work to be done. It's just go enjoy.
Wait, have we ever been on a trip just for fun? Now that I'm thinking about it, like aside from like going back to visit family in different places, I
don't know.
Have we ever been on just a leisure trip before?
No, but that's the point. I feel like we're spoiled in the sense of opportunities come up that we wouldn't have otherwise like done.
Yeah.
But we haven't like, hey, we can go anywhere we'd like. Pick somewhere.
Right. Wait, I genuinely can't think, because like Fiji was just, that was
Australia
like,
VidCon.
we went to Australia VidCon, and then on the way back, we stopped in Fiji. And so like that was like obviously like a 100% leisure trip. But
On the way
like
back.
it was inspired because it was on the way back from VidCon.
Yep.
Oh my God, we've never just been like, we should go here. Maybe that's why this has been so hard picking a destination
100%.
because we've like there's just so many options of so many places to go.
Also, if you want Lauren and I to do anything, offer Lauren 2 business class trips to somewhere we haven't been, we'll go.
Oh, put me on it. Put me in a pod and I will go anywhere. I will post whatever you want me to post.
Quote unquote. I'm a hoe for free business class. End quote.
I am a hover. It's such a treat. It is such a treat to fly business class. It is my absolute favorite thing. It is such a luxury and it never gets old. Like from the very first time that I flew business class, it doesn't get less exciting and I will never not be grateful for a business class.
And I want you to know that on the way and back from Florida, both of the times I needed to go, no business class was available. And I sat in some of the most, it reminded me of my first flight to LA on Frontier or Spirit when I was as broke as it gets. And I was, in the back right corner paying for my carry-on or whatever with my knees into the plastic seat in front of me, just thinking to myself, I'm going to have to find a way to make some money because you're very tall for basic economy.
Right. You have to figure out how to afford business class because you are a tall man that doesn't quite fit in economy.
But if I wasn't with you, I think I would be a little bit more okay with just hitting the premium economy and calling it a day. Not you. I know.
I know. It's the one thing I really love to treat myself on.
You are quite frugal in a lot of ways. That's not one of them.
Yeah, that is not one of them, 100%. But I will say, Tulum Bachelorette, I took middle seat both ways.
It was adorable watching you cry while you're reading books.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was finishing fourth wing on the plane on the way back from Tulum. Middle seat, 26B. I left tears in that seat.
It's not as bad with friends.
Oh, no. Because, I was surrounded. We had like 3 and 3, just like the whole row across for the 6 of us. And it was fun.
Yeah. It's only bad when you're with someone who doesn't have the same proximity awareness as you do.
Totally. Actually, I have a question. This has been such a controversial subject on
thank God. Let me answer it here.
TikTok. Can't wait to get your thoughts. No, because people are very like, it's either one way or the other.
Okay.
If you were in economy, do you think that you should be reclining your seat?
Would depend. It would depend.
Okay.
If there's if there was someone really older behind me, no.
Okay.
And if there's someone who, if it was like a mom dealing with a kid,
right.
No.
Okay.
Anything in between is fine.
Yeah.
For me.
You recline. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I feel the same way. I was like, I assume that like if every seat reclines a little bit, plus we're talking like what, a fucking inch and a half when we're saying recline.
Right.
And it makes, your economy seat just like that much more comfortable. I just assumed that everyone would recline a little bit because then the actual distance, unless one person fucks that up, obviously, then that can change things. But like, it seems as if there is a very 50-50 split on whether you recline or not.
So my legs, if I'm in basic economy,
Yeah.
My knees usually meet where the seat is in front of me.
Sure.
And I remember there was one person who I was behind them, knees, whatever, and they started to push it back and they just met my knees. And I didn't say anything for a while because if it just didn't work and they stopped, fine. They just kept trying. And I was
Really?
like, hey, I'm so sorry. I actually, I can't help it. My knees are where your seat is.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna be able to recline. And this person called over a flight attendant and tried to get.
Shut the fuck
They
up.
didn't they weren't mad at me, but they're like, hi, the person behind me need, obviously, the knees, whatever. So would I be able to find a new seat so I could recline? And I was like, fuck.
I actually don't think that that's. I actually don't think that that's.
I wasn't offended by it.
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
Because
told him,
as long as they weren't singling you out, they were like,
Right.
"Can you help reaccommodate me?"
Right. I was just like, hey, I cannot become smaller. I'm so
They should
sorry.
have just been like, "Hey, can you move this tall guy to business class?"
Great. Love that idea.
That should have been the answer there.
Right.
But yeah, I was just shocked. I thought there were some people who were like, "No, the rule is that nobody reclines."
Well, first off, there's no rule that no one reclines.
Well, yeah, and then the other side of that argument is that the seat reclines and
Right.
you've paid for that seat, and so you should be entitled to what the seat allows you to do.
To me, it's common sense. Hey, is there someone behind you that you're going to make their
I
life
also agree.
hell for
Right.
you doing this? And if not, whatever.
Right. I agree. It's common sense that there are scenarios where it is not
Right.
it is not right to recline.
And I would say I would add a super tall person that would make it impossible for me to recline. But other than that, old person, super young, kid with mom, and they're need space to do their thing.
Yeah.
Also, half the time if you're reclining and there's a kid behind you, they'll just kick your seat.
I think also too why this was so shocking for myself included is that there's majority of people are trying to do the right thing when
Right.
they're out in the world. Most
It's
people are trying to do the
99%.
right thing. Yeah, they have good intentions. And so when I was like, oh my God, 50% of people think that it is like so viscerally wrong to recline. I was like, oh my God, the amount of people like when I've been in that scenario myself, I'm like, oh my God, like the amount, but then on the flip side of, you know what I mean? Like, it's just,
I feel like I actually I feel like I do wait until the person in front of me reclines until I do half the time, but that's only because I'm just not thinking about it.
Right.
I don't know, Sho, what do you think?
Recline.
Yeah,
don't be an asshole. If there's an old person or a mom, obviously like lots of kids, don't recline. But otherwise, you bought a seat that reclines. I think I've seen some people say, oh, well, not all seats recline. Well, when you're picking your seat,
it tells you.
Yeah. And the seats that don't recline are cheaper. So like that's the price that you pay. And if you paid for the ticket with the recline, you should be able to use it.
I mean, air travel sucks.
I also don't think that if you're the person who's like picking the seat that doesn't recline, you can't be mad at the person who paid more for the seat that does recline.
Well, you can be.
Yeah, I mean, you can be.
But also, that's a great way to be upset about every situation.
Yeah.
And I don't really.
Anyway, I was just fucking shocked because I'm out here in the world trying to do my best and like with the best intentions. And I was like, ah.
A better question is, when you get up to go to the bathroom, do you consciously think about the fact that if you use the seat in front of you to help you get up, you are being a huge nuisance?
Oh, I don't think I've ever done that in my life.
I don't understand why people don't think that if you yank on the seat in front of you to get
You're
up,
not ripping
versus
something
just
back
use
to
it.
launch them.
I'm like, there's one point in time, like it
what the
happened
fuck?
so many times.
I've never even like thought to do that. That's like, I would like think about touching someone's hair or something.
When I tell you that the one guy who is such a bad, like, he kept doing it over and over again. And at one point I just like turned around and looked and was like, hey, I think these seats might be really loose because boy, does it throw me every time you do that. Oh, sorry.
Oh my, you know what? That's the same guy though who's got his dogs out with no socks, no shoes.
And by dogs, you mean feet.
I mean feet.
When did you start referring to feet as dogs?
What do you mean? It's the dogs.
No, I know, but that's like such an old dude thing to think and say.
The dogs.
Yeah, my dogs is hurt. My dogs is screaming. Anyone who takes full foot wear off, including socks on planes, should be shot.
Whenever Fibula posts a photo of him traveling, I'm always like, oh man, that man is just...
Is he got feet out?
No, he's not got. He does the shorts situation, doesn't he?
What do you mean?
We talk about he does was it the shorts that Fibula does?
Yeah. Oh yeah, but why?
He just out there raw dog in the world with them calves.
Just against the fabric of everything?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah,
why would you do that?
I don't know. But it's a core memory now. When I think about Fibula, I think about how he travels without full coverage.
And here I am just thinking about the boner conversation we had with Brooke.
Right. Yeah, I think less of that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're still some of the funniest people we've had on this podcast.
100%
And I would like to have them on again.
100% agree.
Like as individuals or both. I think they're so fucking funny.
Agreed.
Okay, so Honeymoon.
Okay, so we put out a little prompt to get some suggestions. So here's the criteria that we're kind of thinking, and it's all very loose. We're down to like travel quite far. I would say like 14, 15 hours.
Well, like LAX is a hub.
Is a hub, yeah. But so we are quite lucky in
I'm
the
down
sense
to
that we can get
anywhere that's a direct stop.
Right. Totally
anywhere
agree.
it's a direct stop. And not that we wouldn't go somewhere that's not a direct stop, but I would prioritize the direct stops first.
Me too, 100%. Because especially if we're going somewhere far, a 14-hour flight on top of like another layover on top of that is a lot.
So sorry, Maldives, you out.
Yeah, out.
Seychelles, next time.
14 to 15 hours of flight, probably like a week, 7 to 10 days.
I think 7 to 10 days with like a week of actually enjoying it.
Right. So whether that be like 9 days or whatever for travel. Yeah, exactly. Food. Bonus points for walkability, someplace where we wouldn't have to rent a car, but also that's okay because I'll just make Jeremy drive.
We're not renting a car in a foreign country.
Okay, so a lot of people say that in Greece, you have to rent a car.
We're not renting a car. No. I'm not driving out of the country.
Don't worry, guys. I planned your honeymoon.
Great.
I can't wait.
I literally like, I don't like the idea of driving outside of the country, despite the fact that I'm not a nervous driver.
So I am a nervous driver, and just put me in the driver's seat. Jeremy, I think that we need to pull the Tesla footage of the curb that I hopped today. Oh my God. I hopped a curb so violently today by accident.
There's two types of people that drive. There's people that when they hit shit go, oh my God, what happened? This is awful. I'm mad. I'm upset at myself. And there's people that go, oops,
Me too, Lauren.
They start like uncontrollably laughing.
I was dying by myself. I was dying. I hopped this curb so hard that there is no way that if you were to put my car and drive on auto that the alignment is straight. There's no
You have literal cameras everywhere on your car. Like the safety rating of the model, whatever the fuck you have, is one of the safest cars I think like that you can drive.
Well, the seatbelt did tighten. Let me tell you that when I launched myself to.
Where were you? What were you doing? What happened?
You know the light when you're turning into our neighborhood?
Sure.
That one right there? That because you have to take it quite tight because it's a small little side street that you're turning on.
How many times have you taken this turn?
The better question is how many times have I jumped that curb, and it's in the double digits.
Oh my God. What do the rims on Lauren's car look like?
Oh, they are. So they started
stop,
black.
Pause. Stop. Everyone will now, if you can just direct your attention to the screen, I will show you. In fact, I'll take pictures of all four rims, and you guys can decide which one is on the right side of the car or the left.
In my defense, the Tesla rims are so fucking stupid. They hang outside of the tire.
Talk about something we should complain about. This
is stupid. No,
Lauren,
it's dumb build.
I have the same problem.
Yes.
Mine are. And I actually think I'm a good driver and I don't jump curbs very often. But when I'm parking my car on the street and you're like parallel parking, it's like before the tire hits the fucking curb, the rim does.
Hits the curb. That is dumb design.
Are you okay? I just have one question and then I think we should move on. When you are trying to get into a position, whether you're parallel parking or reversing or having to do whatever it is, right? Do you use the cameras or the mirrors?
Both.
Which one do you rely on more?
The cameras.
Both, but you can't
see
the wheels in the mirror.
I would say I argue that the cameras are better than the mirrors.
Right. Well, hold on.
Up against the curb.
If you are parallel parking,
yeah.
I can tell you, I would never.
The Tesla has a camera literally at the back wheel. And listen, I know that doesn't say a lot for my driving. I want to be very clear. But the camera is better than the mirrors.
For me, I know exactly if I
You're
put
giving
the mirror,
old man dog
if I put the
energy.
mirror where I want it,
Gotta use the mirrors.
then I know exactly where the curb is.
Yeah, but objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. You don't know.
No, but I'm pretty sure I know. When I rely on the cameras, I fuck up.
Well, listen, Elon, I got beef with your rim design. I think it's dumb that the
Elon's
rim
dealing
hangs
with
up further.
An accelerator on the Cybertruck that doesn't stop.
Yeah, that's tough. That is
No,
tough.
the tough part was when I saw how few of those things have been made. It was like less than 4,000 of them out in the world.
Really?
I'm like, what? Huh?
The majority of them are in LA. We see so
You
many
could send
of
a
them.
group chat for this recall.
Right. Yeah, literally. 4,000?
Less than, like 3,900 something. Yes.
I mean, it is a fugly vehicle.
I understand why anyone could have bought into the hype 19 years ago when they announced it.
Yeah.
The end result, and I love my Tesla.
Ugly.
That thing sucks.
Yeah.
It's not practical. It's stupid. It's heavy. Apparently it kills you. What's the value add?
What's to love?
So our honeymoon. Okay, so what are places that like we're considering?
Okay, so one of the ones that we were considering is Greece, somewhere in Greece. And I have gotten so many incredible recommendations, and Producer Show has also built us an itinerary, I think Greece related.
I will say...
I'm sorry, I scratched Greece, but I still have...
okay, that's okay.
Show wants us to know, actually, Greece has been taken off.
Off air, we can talk about Greece if you guys have your heart set on it, but I don't think it's the best choice, in my opinion.
So I have noticed that only the most affluent people that I know, and I don't mean like, oh, they're doing well. I mean like all of them are generationally wealthy, seem to love Greece.
Well, I think everyone who's been to Greece has been to a city that they love. Maybe not all of them, but has been to a city that they really loved and enjoyed. So what I have gathered, because originally I was told that Santorini was overrun by tourists and to go to Mykonos. But then I have later found out that Mykonos is more of a party city and Santorini is more for like couples and honeymoons, and it can be very busy in peak seasons. And obviously
which is exactly when we want to go.
Which is exactly when we want to go, obviously. But can be a deterrent, obviously, from it being a wonderful time that you have. And then there are lots of other little smaller cities that are obviously harder to get to and a bit more of a travel, and then obviously less English and like less touristy, because sometimes like touristy areas are not all bad. You know what I mean? Like there's
it's a good time for we don't speak Greek.
We don't speak Greek. And so obviously the smaller of a town that you go to.
Any other foreign language, to be honest. You speak a little French.
I speak a little French.
And I can ask for where the bathroom is and for one more beer in Spanish.
Me too.
And I can...
trilingual. Let's go.
I can confirm attendance in Spanish. That's about it.
In Spanish. What are you saying?
Aquí, you're here.
Oh, aquí.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Is that not right?
No, just the accent was crazy.
Oh. So,
Once again, I just so that we don't speak foreign languages.
hang on. Someone gave me a great list of little cities. Please hold. Please hold.
My second choice outside of Greece is Croatia.
Okay, yeah, I've been seeing Croatia a ton as some recommendations because I think Croatia has
Great
beautiful
beaches.
beaches. That's what I keep hearing. Okay, so the 3 cities that I feel like I've seen the most are, and I take no responsibility for the pronunciation that's about to come out of my mouth right now. Is Paros,
Paros.
Milos, and Chios.
I don't know that one.
A lot of oses.
A lot of oses.
This is a lot of Greek.
Yep, those are all. I feel like
Question.
Oh, also Naxos.
Okay. A lot of oses.
Yeah, a lot of oses.
What does the os mean?
Not entirely sure, but those were the most common that I
remember I actually took a year of Latin in school.
How's that going?
Not great. I will say it's good for your vocabulary.
Okay.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you anything.
Another common suggestion is south of France.
Like what city is that?
Well, I think there's lots of cities. So some of the suggestions that went along with it. So if you go in September, it's still nice and warm while not having the crowds of the summer. Plenty of activities, can be mostly chill, and you can very easily drive or take the train 20 minutes each day to travel to all the cities apart from the one that you stay in. So Saint Tropez.
But collectively we have 2 meetings tomorrow with people that live in France, so we should ask. So we should flush out the French ideas right now.
Okay. God, I just am so stressed about all the pronunciation that I'm about to butcher for the next 20 minutes.
I don't think anyone listens to this podcast for accuracy.
Right. Okay. So we've got Nice.
Okay.
Monaco.
Okay. Well,
Saint Tropez.
let's just start with Nice. You could have made a much bigger error there.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could have said nice.
I can assure you, there are people in your position that would have said nice. Okay, so Nice, France. Yep.
That does look beautiful.
Have you guys ever been?
To Nice?
Yeah.
No.
It is stunning. Some of the best beaches, but they're not sandy. It's like the most stunning beaches, but they're not actually, I don't think they're the best to go in because the bottom is all rocky.
Jeremy does an ocean.
Oh, great.
I'm more of I'd like to see the ocean from my pool.
Then it's stunning.
Love it.
Okay, so I do go into the water, which might actually be shocking for some people.
Yep.
But
literally hearing you say that, I go, do you? I go, yeah, you kind of do.
Yeah, I absolutely.
I'll never forget the 1.5-hour rock searching adventure we went on in Mexico for you to find the right polished rocks on this beach.
Yeah, I want to go look at pretty rocks.
Babe, listen,
that's not even. We weren't even in the water. We were just walking near the water.
I know. Okay, Nice could be cool.
Yeah. Okay. So what is Monaco? Monaco gives rich.
Monaco?
Yeah, that's on there.
I'm sorry. Well, let's adjust our budget.
Yeah, I don't think we can afford
Monaco is a day trip from Nice. It's like a 2-hour train.
Okay.
See, maybe less.
Okay, that's the one thing about honeymoon though is that the one thing about Europe is that I'm not sure if we go to Europe how maybe this is a separate trip where we go and tour around.
Allow me to challenge that idea in the sense of I have navigated the train system in Europe before to multiple countries.
Yeah.
And it was so easy. An idiot drunk 21-year-old Jeremy could do it.
Okay.
Okay, so if we flew into Italy.
Oh, speaking of Italy, I've had enough of this.
Talk to us, show. Talk to us.
I've planned your honeymoon and I'm just trying to be considerate of everybody's suggestions, but I already know where we're going.
Show, you get priority. Go ahead.
I saw Lauren's vlog saying she wants to go to Santorini.
Oh,
and I
my
thought to
fucking
myself,
God.
oh,
Is
you're
this
not
a
gonna like
slideshow?
Santorini.
Oh, this is a slideshow.
So may I present your honeymoon itinerary?
I want nothing more.
This is amazing.
Welcome to Ischia.
Have you been here?
Yes.
Okay.
Ischia is an island off the coast of Italy.
Wow.
It is referred to as the part of Italy where Italians vacation.
Wow.
So it's not
good enough for the locals.
It's not super
it's by Naples.
popular. Yeah, so you fly to Naples. It's not super popular. It's not very touristy. Or not very crowded, busy. All the tourists there are like from other parts of Italy for the most part.
I've never been this south in Europe before.
Wow.
Okay. I went here last year and it was the best trip of my life. So
Here we go.
Day one. Here's what we're doing.
Napoli.
We're flying into Naples, which, sorry, Lauren, it's not a direct flight, but
That's okay.
you're going to have to just like fly into Milan or to London first and then connect here. You are going to have had a long day. You're ready to just go to a beautiful, nice hotel. I've suggested one here, you know, feel free to look into your own.
Hotel.
And then you're going to go and get a real Neapolitan pizza.
Let's go.
From in Naples. It's
Pack
going to be
the
amazing.
lactate.
From
then-
50 Calo? You even have the pizza spot?
And that's where you're going to go.
What the
and
fuck,
then,
show?
I'm a travel agent now.
Great.
And then, okay, we're tired. We had a travel day. We're going
Totally.
back to the hotel. We're paying for the hotel. We might as well enjoy it. We're going to sleep, okay? Get a good night's rest because the next day, you're having a private driver drive you to the Amalfi Coast because driving in Italy is crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
And if one of you is driving, then you don't really get to enjoy all the
100%.
beautiful
Agreed.
views. There's not actually much to do in Positano or Sorrento as far as staying there.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just so gorgeous to see and maybe have a meal there. So,
Question.
yeah, answer.
Is Pompeii where the volcano went off?
Yes.
Cool.
And it's just like on the way. So you should go see it while you're.
So we'll say, hello, volcano.
And this guy who will drive you around, great guy. I got his number. I'll send you the WhatsApp. He will stop along. First of all, he'll greet you with traditional Italian pastries that you did not request. And they'll just be sitting in his little van. And then he will take you to the best restaurants and they'll just start putting shit on the table for you to eat. It's like,
Back to Lauren's eating thing.
I know, well, you could tell. I told him I'm vegan. He's like, oh, no problem. They'll make it for you.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, remember she told us about this trip, and then they would
They're
figure it
so
out.
nice. They'll
yeah.
just make whatever.
If they can deal with
Italians
your
are- I know.
requests, my God.
Okay, so that's our second day. We get back to Naples, we're tired, we go to bed. We wake up. So Lauren, when you were like, oh, Europe is a lot of schlepping, like going from one place to the next.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of agree. So I think this is the right amount of schlep.
Schlepping.
So you get to Naples, you have a couple nights, and then you take a ferry or a boat, however you want to get there, to Ischia, and this is where like most of your trip is.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And I think you could skip Naples if you feel like you can just get off the plane and go. But
No,
I think it's
maybe
nice to
not.
have like some settle down.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you get on a boat and you go to Ischia. It's like an hour-long ferry, no problem. You get off, you take a taxi, you go to this town. It's called Sant'Angelo. It's so beautiful, the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life.
Is this rock?
This is
thing?
in Sant'Angelo,
Got it.
yes.
That literally looks like the lady rock in Moana.
It does. And I will also send you hotel recommendations here if
Great.
you want them. They're really stunning. You're gonna have like a 180 views of the water. My first picture on here, this one is a picture I took from the hotel I stayed at.
Wow.
So
Copyright
gorge.
Shoshana?
That's
So
beautiful.
gorge. Okay. What else are you gonna do? You're gonna unpack. You're gonna walk to the beach because it's a walk.
Okay.
And you're gonna have an amazing lunch on the beach at this nice restaurant. And then you're gonna, I don't know how you're feeling. Are you tired? You need a nap? Go back to the hotel. Not, I don't know, take a nap on the beach. Live your life. Have a good day. And then you'll walk to like the little city center. And when I say city center, it's like, you know, a couple hundred people.
Great.
We're not talking like
Yeah.
capital city.
This
Love
isn't.
it.
This isn't.
This isn't Rome.
No, this is not Rome.
Sounds
This
like
is
that in
like
Florence.
maybe not even like Encino.
Oh, got it.
Okay, and then you'll have dinner there and it'll be so fun and everyone will be so nice. And if you're like, oh, I'm really in the mood for this and it's not on the menu, they'll just make it. They'll figure it out.
Okay.
Gnocchi, here I come.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Then
Can I have butter noodles?
you're going to have breakfast at the hotel because I think that's a must, you know?
Okay.
If
Yeah,
you're
I
Europe.
love working at the hotel.
Then Ischia is known for its natural occurring thermal hot springs.
Ooh.
And so there's a bunch to choose from on the island. But so you're going to go to one of the like thermal spas and they have like 15 plus 11. I don't know. I think it's more. These like baths of hot water.
The
different-
natural.
Yeah, natural.
Wow.
So fun. They also have 2 pools, not natural, that like overlook the ocean.
Thank
Jeremy,
you.
there you are.
And so
there you
Jeremy
are.
can just lounge if
Big-
you don't
big
want to
fan.
experience everything else.
No, I would go to the natural spa.
Yeah, you gotta see
Yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
there's like a mountain up here to the left and you walk up it. It's really stunning views.
Is
And
there
then,
like a lift or?
It's not so
we
high.
use our legs for this
There's
one.
like,
in fact,
actually, when you are in Italy, you'll be like, wow, I can't believe all these like 95-year-old Italians are just like scaling this mountain.
Yeah. It'll bully me
Right.
into like,
Yeah.
shutting up.
And then you'll feel fine like eating all the pasta and bread and pizza you want.
Yeah.
So then you'll have lunch at the beach at this little restaurant. You'll take a taxi back to the hotel and then you'll chill, get another dinner. It's a honeymoon, right? We're not trying to go all the time.
No.
Then next day,
Ooh.
we're eating at the hotel again. Then we're taking a boat all around the island. It's a really small island. So you rent a private boat with a captain. It's like fucking $300 for the whole day.
Love it.
Wow.
The island is pretty small. It takes like 2.5 hours to get around. And then there's also a neighboring island. This one here, it's called Procida. This is also a picture I took. Guys, look how gorgeous
Oh my
this
God.
place is. Don't you want to go here?
I had no idea you were a photographer.
And a travel agent.
So you're going, but only to places I've been. And then you're going to stop at this little island to have lunch. You're going to do a walk around. This island's tiny. You can literally see both ends of it in this photo. So you'll spend like an hour and a half here having lunch, get some gelato, back on the boat, head back to Ischia, grab dinner, go back home, call it a night.
Wait, what's St. Angelo? Is that the spot?
That's
where
the
we're yesterday?
town where you're
Got it.
staying in.
Okay.
Yeah. You're staying there the whole time you're in Ischia.
Got it.
Right.
I don't want
Got it.
us to move around.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
We're trying to vacay.
Ooh.
All right. Last day, we're going to the spa.
Yeah, we are.
Aphrodite Spa. I'm in.
It is right next to the hotel that you're going to stay at, of course. And you'll get a treatment if you want. If you don't want, you can just pay like a drop-in fee to utilize these stunning pools again, right on the ocean. There's a private beach down these steps. It's a nice restaurant. You're going to live your life.
Can I get the Wi-Fi password for TikTok?
You can get the Wi-Fi password
Okay,
for
good.
TikTok. There is Wi-Fi. Is it the best? No, but it could load TikTok.
Okay, great.
And then you'll go back, have your last dinner in Sant'Angelo, maybe go do some shopping. There's really cute like little boutique clothing shops and bathing suit shops. And then, okay, this is where things get optional.
Whoa.
Capri!
Some people love Capri, and I could see a world in which you guys are some people.
I like what I'm seeing.
I have put Capri in the itinerary because it is only like a 30-minute ferry from Ischia.
I mean, it would almost be rude if we didn't spend a little time.
You really only need to spend like a full day there to do literally everything that the island has to offer.
I love that.
So let's just have a couple nights there. You can
Yep.
stay at a really nice spot, have a good like finale to the
Hotel
trip.
Luna.
You're going to go to Hotel Luna. So
Did
went
you
here.
stay there?
Yeah, my problem with Capri is I just stayed for too long.
Okay.
I did like what I should have done in Ischia and Capri.
Got it.
So 1 or 2 nights max, in my opinion, because a lot of the attractions are like, it's super touristy here.
Yeah.
So like, for example, the Blue Grotto is one of the biggest attractions and it looks really pretty in pictures. But then when you actually go there, there's like a 2-hour wait to get in and
Right.
you go for a minute. So, but this is where Caprese, which was famous in the Mateo Lane episode.
Caprese.
Yep. was created. So we're going to have, an authentic Caprese, eat some good food, chill at this pool,
Wow.
live your life. So that's day 7.
If I don't drink an Aperol spritz at that pool, I might die.
You will. You'll spend all day there.
Yeah.
And then this last day, if there's anything in particular that you want to do, if you want to go see Anna Capri, which is the other big city on the island.
If Jeremy
go
wants to
do
get his
that.
2024 hike in.
If he wants to do a hike, he can do that. But I feel like you'll just want to chill. I would just want to chill. The
Oh,
hotel's
chill
so
What's
nice.
across the
chairlift
island.
across
Yeah,
the
that
island?
sounds
Yeah.
kind of fun.
There's like this little,
It's like a ski
it's like
lift.
a ski lift kind of. And it just
Count
goes.
me in.
Great. All right. And then guys, we're already at day 8. Time to start heading back to Naples. So you're going to have your last breakfast at Hotel Luna. You're going to get on that ferry and get back to Naples. And then either, depending on your appetite for travel, you'll just go straight to the airport again on a flight if that works out, or you would stay a night in Naples and then get on a flight in the morning.
Wow.
And that
slay.
is your trip. So let me know when you're going and I'll book it.
I got to be honest. That does sound pretty great.
that sounds incredible.
What were we talking about before?
I have
Greece?
no idea.
Fuck
I
that.
think
No.
Greece is great too. And per the Tilly's recommendations and everyone from Lauren's Instagram, I think Paros in Greece is the place to go.
Oh.
If I were you guys and you've never been, I would go to Santorini for like 2 nights so you could see all the like Instagram
things.
stuff and
Yeah.
see it. and then go to Paros and have your actual trip there.
That's what someone else recommended too. I have a friend whose partner is Greek and goes once a year, and they recommended to do a little bit in Santorini and then pick one of the smaller islands and spend majority of your time there.
Okay, so here's my, not point against Greece, but here's why I would think we would potentially skip it for the honeymoon. I think we have a lot of friends who often go to Greece that we could join whenever. And Show's little trip she's kind of planned here seems kind of unique and different.
Yeah.
And something that we would do as a couple.
I like Greek food, but we like Italian food.
True.
Also, Greece is anywhere, even in Paros, a lot of partying. And so it is, I think, more fun of a trip if you are making it.
Right, with a couple or something. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Well, that sounds motherfucking wonderful. Thank you so much.
I got you.
Also, just the thought of like thinking about that and thinking about going somewhere that has nothing to do with work seems so great.
Oh my God, I can't believe we genuinely can't. I can't think of my last trip that I took that wasn't work initiated.
Well, I didn't take vacations growing up as a kid, like ever.
Yeah.
And so I'm not in the families take vacations X amount of time a year. Like we didn't. That wasn't a thing we did.
Oh, Gail and Greg love a vacation.
Totally. And I feel like when I started going to travel anywhere, it was because of music. So I'd be going somewhere to perform somewhere and do something. And then have time before or after, but there was a purpose of me going.
Yeah.
So it's actually still a very foreign reason to just go, let's just plan a trip that has no point outside of enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sounds great.
Well, this sounds, I genuinely cannot think of a
thing we've done together just for funsies?
Just for funsies. That is crazy.
I think not
San Diego Zoo?
Not that we've, I don't think we've ever gone, we haven't flown somewhere that we haven't had like a purpose to go to.
Right.
Oh my God, you guys are going to have the time of your lives.
Yeah.
You're never coming back.
Wow.
I'll watch the dogs.
Could we have an extended version of that? Like what 14 days would look like?
Oh my God.
14 days?
Just, or like 12.
Wait,
oh my God.
That's what I did. And I went one more place.
If I without the dogs for that long.
I will say I wish that we could just stop in like one major European city, like major on the way. Just one.
Does Naples not count?
I guess.
Oh, you could fly it. Oh, you have to hit Naples eventually. We could figure out the details later.
Okay. All right. Thank you, travel agent. I appreciate your flexibility.
I got you.
Yeah.
When Zach and Maggie went to Greece, they did a whole bunch of different small islands and they packed one carry-on between the two of them.
That's not us.
That is
not us.
Insane. And which makes sense because when you're like transferring from place to place and you're on different modes of transportation, like traveling light makes sense.
Totally.
But whoa.
Totally.
I cannot tell you just how not me that is.
I mean, I used to fit everything into my carry-on and just go and live that life. And you aren't conducive to that, and I don't push back on it.
Yeah. The amount of tech shit, the batteries, that Jeremy brings a whole ass generator essentially everywhere he goes.
I think we're all happy when we're looking at someone to help them with their dead device, and I have an answer for it.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I've ever been.
So I'll pull a 5G router for us to be able to pull information from if we need it, okay? Fine. Think about all the opportunities that we could to live stream that we don't.
That we could live stream? Yeah, that's not for us.
Not for us.
Well, that sounds absolutely wonderful. Okay, wait, so what's the day right now? It's April 22nd.
I say 2 months from now, let's do it.
No, that's June.
No,
it has to be next month. We're going we're going in 3 weeks.
Fine, next month. We'll be paying so much for this fucking vacation, but fine.
We go the last week of May.
Yeah, that's probably going to become more peak season. But sure, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just
we can figure it out.
Whenever we want to go, we'll go. So there was going to be a break in Wild Til 9 coming up.
Right. So if we suddenly go missing for a week in an episode, you'll know exactly where we are.
I love the spontaneity though.
But we will have an incredible recap podcast for you when we come back from this spontaneous honeymoon trip.
I think it's going to take more than a week, so I think we're fine.
So maybe okay.
And if there's anything that is
no, I didn't mean next week. I just mean like when we go dark for a week.
Right. And if you want to tell us all the things that show got wrong, DMs are wide open.
Totally. Call me out.
But also open for suggestions.
I just love how it's a love-hate relationship, but like how when people go to Europe and eat the food there and eat the pasta and the dairy and they just don't have the same effects on your body the way that like American pasta and dairy does.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to experience that for myself because I've never been to Italy.
Italy is one of my favorite countries that I visited.
Let's fucking No.
Yeah. like,
Literally.
I will always remember Florence for all the right reasons.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go eat some freaking pasta, gelato, caprese, and Neapolitan pizza.
I had so much food while I was there. It was unhinged.
Oh yeah, my parents were eating multiple gelatos a day.
Also, you're walking so much. I don't do anything in LA. I just sit here and get transported places.
Transported.
Literally, I feel like I'm like a
cattle.
a pallet that needs to be just moved from one side of the city to the next.
I saw a TikTok of a shark getting transported on the freeway the other day.
Oh.
Cool.
And I also didn't know that sharks can't stop moving. So it has to be a big enough thing that the shark can swim around, or else sharks will die if they stop moving, because that's how they breathe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I also heard that the octopus, as we were discussing the other day, is the second most important species second most intelligent species behind humans.
Sorry, my nose is
Not smart enough to fucking eat after they lay eggs.
Oh. Show!
No, but actually though.
They're just trying to take care of their babies.
Explain
Really?
that.
So even like over primates?
Okay, I just heard this. I don't know if I verified it. Will we look it up?
No, you're right. People do say they are very intelligent. I think it's on the basis of every creature's sole goal is to reproduce. So in that case,
I
they
see.
are successful in their life's purpose.
Man, I am really pushing off my whole sole purpose.
Yes, same. I was like, damn, that sole purpose is like, oh God.
I'm trying to take care of the diggies in the world.
The little meatballs.
They
Yeah.
solve mazes and complete tricky tasks.
I have seen them playing with like different like building toys. Like
Octopus?
yeah.
An octopus can build toys.
Well, wasn't there that
Cool.
a movie? Wasn't there a documentary on Netflix that just got super popular? Like My Professor,
Yeah,
My teacher,
octopus teacher
or whatever.
Also, what's his name? What's the NASA guy who now turned YouTuber?
Mark Rober?
Yes. He just did a series about an octopus getting through a maze. Did I make that up?
Wow.
Honestly, I
I'm
think
not
his
on that side of
content
the
is
internet.
so fucking
But yeah,
good.
he's so smart.
Yeah. Let's watch that next.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to go to Italy or somewhere in Europe, or maybe not there at all, but let's do it quickly and send us all the recommendations.
And send us all the
And
recommendations.
if you own, if your parents own an entire hotel chain in any of these places,
and you feel
I
the
think
need,
that wherever their hotel is exactly where I
I'd
want
love to go. I would love to go.
Even I would post about it. Even I would.
That's so nice, babe.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. The other like part of this whole conversation is that when in terms of like immigration, because I'm Canadian, I go from a work visa over to a marriage visa. And so
Who's my little mail order bride?
oh my God. And so the transition process is spanning anywhere between 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
And so that means that I cannot re-enter the States, which essentially means you cannot leave the States because you can't re-enter the States. So like obviously if there's a family emergency, like I could leave the States and go back to Canada, but I wouldn't be able to re-enter while my paperwork is processing. But we have that 6 to 8 weeks before I even have the marriage license. So now is the time to travel before I get stuck in America of the United of the States.
Of the United of the States.
Yes.
Okay.
Amen.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that works, but I do know that you're my wife. You're not going anywhere.
I'm so excited to not have to renew my work visa every 3 years. My God. Literally having to like pull the paperwork together every 3 years to be like, still okay at what I do has been really fun. And I've done it 3 times and I'm excited for this to graduate.
I don't think you can ever like truly understand like the scope of why empathy is the only thing you should feel for people trying to get through that system until like you see someone like you who has all the means to be able to get this done and still spent years fighting it.
Years.
Oh, I think the most difficult thing to be would be trying to just get into America legally through the paperwork, through the right system, and just continually being told,
Not yet.
we won't tell you why, but not
yet.
Bullshit.
Anyway, so now it's time. Now it's time. America, take me.
Oh boy. That's about all the time we have for this week. Latvia. Listen, we'd love to see the recommendations for how we can end our trip there. I just send them my way. I don't really know what tourist attractions there are in Latvia.
I'm sure there's lots.
But I'm interested in finding out.
Me too.
And beyond that, I will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.